The rain poured mercilessly on the deserted alley, soaking the cardboard box that served as the only shelter for a tiny, shivering girl. The city's heartless night stretched on, indifferent to the small soul left to its mercy. Wrapped in a threadbare blanket, the child's frail body trembled with cold, hunger, and loneliness. She was no more than 5, her tangled hair clinging to her damp forehead, her lips blue from the biting wind. Her name was Lily. She did not know her last name, nor did she remember much about her parents. All she knew was that she had woken up one day alone in this alley, her mother's soft voice and warm embrace nothing more than a fading dream. The first few days had been the hardest. She had cried for hours, calling out for her, but no one had come. Hunger gnawed at her stomach like an unforgiving beast, and she had learned quickly that scraps from trash bins and rainwater collected in abandoned cups were all she could rely on.
People passed by every day. They walked briskly, their umbrellas shielding them from the rain, their eyes avoiding the small figure curled up against the cold stone walls. Some shot her pitying glances, others did not even notice her. She was invisible to the world, a forgotten child in a city too busy to care. One night, the hunger became unbearable. Her stomach twisted in pain, and she knew she had to do something. She mustered all her courage and approached a nearby bakery. The smell of fresh bread filled the air, teasing her senses, making her desperation even worse. Standing outside the glass door, she watched as people sat inside, warm and content, their laughter echoing like cruel reminders of what she had lost. She hesitated before pushing the door open, stepping into the warmth. The baker, a burly man with kind eyes, turned to her. "Hey, little one, what do you want?" he asked, his voice not unkind but cautious. Lily hesitated, glancing at the golden loaves of bread behind the counter. I'm hungry," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The baker studied her for a moment before sighing. He reached for a small loaf, wrapped it in paper, and handed it to her. "Take it and go," he said gruffly, as though he did not want to appear too generous. Lily grabbed the bread with trembling hands, mumbling a small thank you before rushing out into the cold night. She devoured the bread, savoring each bite as though it were the last meal she would ever have. That night, with something in her stomach, she fell into a restless sleep, dreaming of a warm home she could barely remember.
Days turned into weeks. Lily learned how to survive. She knew which dumpsters had the freshest scraps, which alleyways provided the best shelter from the rain, and which people were most likely to spare her a coin or two. She made a friend, an old stray cat she named Misty, who followed her everywhere. They shared food, warmth, and the silent understanding of two lost souls clinging to each other.
Misty, a stray cat, rubbing against Lily's leg for a crumb of bread. Lily and Misty scavenging for food, sheltering in old buildings, and finding comfort in each other. Lily watching a family inside a warm home, the soft glow of their fireplace reflecting in her longing eyes.
One evening, as Lily and Misty curled up beneath a tattered blanket behind an abandoned building, she heard footsteps approaching. She tensed, prepared to run if needed. A woman knelt in front of her, her eyes filled with something she had not seen before, concern. "Hey there," she said softly. "What's your name?" "Lily," she replied cautiously, eyeing her warily. "My name is Evelyn," she said. "Are you out here alone?"
She hesitated before nodding. Misty let out a low purr, but the woman did not flinch. Instead, she reached into her bag and pulled out a sandwich, offering it to her. "Here. You must be hungry." Lily stared at the sandwich, then at her. She had learned not to trust people easily. But hunger won over suspicion, and she took the food, eating quickly. Evelyn watched her patiently, waiting until she finished before speaking again. "Would you like to come with me?" she asked. "I have a warm place, a bed, food, and I can help you find your family." Lily looked down at Misty, then back at Evelyn. She wanted to trust her, but trust had betrayed her before. Yet something in her voice, in her gentle eyes, made her nod slowly. That night, for the first time in months, Lily slept in a warm bed. Misty curled up beside her, sighing contentedly. And as she drifted off, she dared to believe that maybe, just maybe, she was no longer alone. Sunlight streaming through a window as Lily wakes up to the smell of breakfast, her senses overwhelmed with unfamiliar comfort. Lily remembering her mother's soft lullabies, her eyes welling with tears as she stares at a family in a park. The journey was not easy. Evelyn worked tirelessly to find out who she was, searching through missing children reports, talking to the authorities. But no one claimed her. No family came forward. It was as if she had been truly forgotten by the world. But Evelyn did not give up on her. She took her to school, taught her how to read and write, gave her a life she had never dreamed of having. And one day, after years of patience and love, she asked her a question that changed everything. "Lily," she said, kneeling before her, "would you like to stay with me? Forever?" Tears welled in her eyes as she nodded, throwing her arms around Evelyn. She had no last name, no family to call her own. But that night, as Evelyn tucked her into bed, whispering, "Good night, my daughter," she knew she had finally found what she had been searching for all along, a home. Misty playfully chasing butterflies in a sunny field as Lily laughs freely for the first time. Lily's bedside table, a simple but heartfelt picture of her, Evelyn, and Misty under a bright sun.